So hi everyone again. First I'd like to start off with a little PSA. Sunscreen is your friend, and you shouldn't only wear sunscreen, but you should reapply sunscreen. As you can see, I did not. So, yeah, anyways, enjoy this look I have going on today. But to begin, I figured I'd touch more on the book we're reading, The Gentrification of the Mind, because in my last vlog I didn't touch on it as much as I wanted to. But after reading it more and more, I really found it interesting that the author put so much emphasis on the fact that AIDS is technically been ignored in our society and in our country for the longest time. And you look at all these other natural disasters and, you know, diseases and things that are getting all of this attention, and AIDS consistently again has been overlooked and hasn't been, you know, in the highlights of anything. It's like we look at, you know, something as small as, or not really small, but something like the swine flu epidemic. It was in the news, it was all over. And that was something that only lasted a short period of time, where, you know, dealing with the disease of AIDS is an everyday occurrence. And I think that, you know, we really need to pay more attention to things like this, because it's no different than any other epidemic that's wiping people out. And then in addition to that, I also thought it was really interesting how the author painted images of, you know, how society has developed, and how then in the following chapter the disease has developed and changed the same way society did. And at some points I was kind of, you know, trying to follow, okay, well, like, what is she really trying to say here, and what is she really trying to relate to, you know, between both sections. And at some points it got kind of hazy, but in the end I started to kind of understand what she was thinking about and how she was, you know, relating, like, it's no different than anything else. So I was reading through some blogs, and I really just, like, kind of just really got what Katie Clay was trying to say. So, hey Katie, if you're watching this, I'm talking about your blog. So I just really like the small observations she made while watching Angels in America, and it really showed, like, the subtext of the scene and some things I didn't really notice as I was watching it, and it made me want to pay more attention to the show and to the small details. I also like that you didn't jump to conclusions about the character Joe and his characterizations as a person in that show, and why he's acting so strange about his wife. Like, there's a lot of variables going on, and while we were kind of painted with the image of him potentially being homosexual, you presented the idea of maybe that's not the only option. Maybe that's not the only reason he is acting weird. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how that progresses throughout the show, and seeing how, you know, other characters develop along with him. But yeah, so I'm really excited to keep watching Angels in America, and I'm also really looking forward to digging deeper into the book and rereading a couple chapters to kind of develop a better understanding of some parts I didn't quite gather. But yeah.